Believe it or not, there is a search engine other than Google that's incredibly important in the B2B world, and I'll explain exactly why. First of all, I'll tell you what that search engine is. It is Bing. Now, a lot of people are watching this going, Bing? Who the hell's using Bing? A lot of B2B companies, and the people in those companies who are searching for your solution are using Bing, okay? You have to remember that for the vast majority of B2B companies, they have different employees, and I'll just draw a terrible stick figure here. That person is using Bing because they are restricted. When they are on their laptop or computer or desktop or whatever it might be, and they have all these different things they have open, because of the vast majority of B2B companies, and I'm talking about whether you're either working from home for that company or you are in an actual office, okay? They have purchased hardware, being computers, okay, either desktops or laptops. And the vast majority of these are going to be Windows machines, okay? Windows, owned by Microsoft. Bing, owned by Microsoft, okay? So Bing is the default search engine that's on these Windows machines, that's in these B2B companies, that's used by the people who need to find your solution, okay? Bing is so powerful in the B2B world. Again, I'll give a couple examples of how you can actually use it in the B2B world, and a few reasons why a lot of people should be using it when they don't really understand how powerful it is. So as I said, first of all, the vast majority of your users, the vast majority of your potential leads, prospects, customers, whatever you want to call them, they'll probably be using this because they are restricted, okay? Now, when I say they're restricted, that also depends on their IT infrastructure, their cybersecurity, all those different things like that. Antivirus, all these different kind of things, depending on what security they're using. Because that actual machine that this person's using, well, there could be firewalls, or could be different softwares installed by the IT team to say you can't download anything else, such as Chrome or Firefox, whatever, because there's potential threats or whatever it may be. So they may be heavily restricted to use Bing, okay? So once we know now that that person's using Bing, which a lot of them are, we can know why we want to actually use Bing and how we can use it to our advantage. The first one being SEO, okay? So if you're doing SEO correctly on your website, so technically in SEO purposes, you should have one website, which is your public website that all the people who are potentially clients, leads, whatever you want to call them, can actually see. That website, if SEO is done correctly, should rank well in the likes of not only Google, but also in the likes of Bing, okay? You can use Google Search Console to tell the likes of Google that you've made updates on your website and that you can track different things in there. To be honest, we actually wouldn't use it much. We wouldn't advise it. There is some tools in Google Search, well, typically one actual tool in Google Search Console that we recommend. And if you want to optimize for Bing, make sure you also have Bing Webmaster Tools. Now, bear in mind that these are two different tools, Google Search Console, Bing Webmaster Tools. They pretty much do the same thing, and they're both free, okay? Same with if you're going to do this, technically you could do this for free if you have the kind of knowledge and expertise and know what you're doing as well, okay? So that is essentially kind of a free way, once this is optimized, to have people not only on Google, but on Bing, which now we know is where a lot of B2B people are searching from, to actually find you, okay? This is an absolute gem. It's a hidden gem that so many companies are just not using to their advantage, okay? The next thing in regards to why Bing is so powerful in B2B kind of goes along with SEO. It is AI, okay? Now, I know everybody's talking about AI at the moment. AI is the big thing. AI is going to take over the world. AI is going to do this and that for businesses, blah, 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 okay? What we've heard from a lot of people that we've been speaking with lately, who we help to scale. If you want to check out more about that, you can check out the first link in the description. But we are constantly hearing, we want to rank in AI overview. We want to rank for GEO, which is, the kind of SEO, the new age of SEO, okay? Now, I'm going to make a video about this in the future because it's not as simple or straightforward as people think it is. It's not going to take over all businesses like people think it is. That's, again, a topic for another day. If you want to see that, you can subscribe. But the reason that this is important here is because ChatGPT uses Bing to crawl the internet to understand who they should be suggesting when someone searches, what should I use for this particular problem that I'm having? What software company would help me solve X, Y, and Z issue? Whatever it may be, okay? ChatGPT uses Bing to understand all this, okay? So again, if you are not correctly telling the likes of Bing who you are, what you do with, again, an optimized website, and you've told it through Bing Webmaster Tools that this is who you are, this is what you do, this is how you can figure out more. Not only are you telling Bing, which is the search engine for people in B2B, in their offices, on the machines that they're restricted on, but also if they're using the likes of ChatGPT, this is where they get their information. So you have to, in this day and age, if you are B2B, you have to be using Bing, not only for SEO purposes, because you're going to get a lot of people there who potentially wouldn't have found you in Google. Again, there's a lot less competition here, but also from an AI perspective as well, okay? Again, ChatGPT, it's using Bing for this sort of stuff as well, okay? The next hidden, and I'll finish on this one as well, the next kind of hidden gem in regards to Bing and B2B as well is ads, if you're running any ads. So these are very, very similar to the ads that you would see on the likes of Google, where you can have, if you search for something, you have, for example, let's say you have an ad here, and then underneath that we have the organic results, okay? So this is like position 1 for SEO, this is position 2, position 3, okay? But at the top we have our ads, okay? So pretty much working the exact same as Google. Now specifically here I'm talking about search engine marketing, where if someone does a search on a search engine, being Bing in this case, that they do see some ads appear, okay? Now, again, why is it important to use them in this case, specifically on Bing? Because, again, most people in B2B, they are restricted to using this because of their Microsoft machines and their IT firewall, whatever it might be. Now, look, bear in mind, that's not everybody, okay? But there's a big majority of people who are using Bing. Like, we speak to companies all the time, and for years I constantly wondered, why are they all using Bing? But it's because they are restricted, okay? So again, I'm kind of giving away some, I suppose you can say, secrets of the industry here, and knowing these secrets, again, you can do all these sort of things that are very helpful as well, okay? But back to ads. If you want to run the ads on Bing, which are showing to the B2B world, again, you have a much greater chance of showing up to them, okay? Look, you can pay for these same ads on Google, and look, don't get me wrong, you should actually do both in my opinion, because again, you want to be getting as much real estate, as much eyeballs as possible, as much attention as possible. And the reason I would say that you do both is because, I said I'd finish on that, but actually I'll give one more thing, which I wasn't going to mention in this video, but it just came to the top of my head here. Ironically, at the same time, so bear in mind, as important as Bing is for everything that I've just mentioned here, okay? The irony of Bing is that the #1 searched term or searched keyword or whatever you want to call it on Bing is, I wonder if you can guess what I'm going to actually write here before I reveal it. Google. Google is the #1 search term on Bing, okay? Which this is, again, why it's so important to be not only trying to rank successfully in Google, but also in the likes of Bing. Again, if you do this right, you don't have to do it twice, okay? If you do this correctly on your website, you don't have to do it twice. Now, this helps you, again, if you do this right, this helps you in this case here as well, because the likes of ChatGPT are using Bing, the likes of Google with Gemini and AI overviews, obviously they're using Google, okay? So if you get this right from the start, it should automatically drip through these as well, okay? But you do have to use Bing Webmaster Tools, and you do have to use Google Search Console as well, okay? So again, Google Search Console and Bing Webmaster Tools. I'm pretty sure it's called Bing Webmaster Tools. It might be a slightly similar name. But again, that's just why this is so important, that do not neglect Bing, even though it's seen as look, it definitely gets a lot less search than Google does as well, okay? But the vast majority of people that are using it are in the B2B world, okay? That's where you are, that's where your audience is. So use this to your advantage as well, okay? And as I said, if you do it all right, you don't actually have to do it twice. You just have to submit what the optimized work that you've done through here, and that's it, job done. So hopefully you got some value from that. If you want a bit more advice on how you can actually really optimize all this, really get it going for you, as I said, you can check out the first link in the description. But other than that, hopefully you got some value from that, and we'll see you in the next one.